As I set off south from the Arctic Circle, I couldn't shake this feeling that after the week ahead, my life would never be the same. We had enjoyed 24 days north of the Arctic Circle, wandering the tundra under the midnight sun, taking in the Arctic Ocean, and of course enduring the most heinous of mosquito swarms. I was having a hard time leaving the tundra behind. That is until smoke from nearby wildfires began to fill in, pushing us south for our final few days along the Dempster Highway. Shortly before they closed, I made it to the last gas station before the final 360 kilometers of gravel road. I had no desire to spend time in the vast expanse of swampy, black spruce terrain between the Richardson Mountains to the north and the Ogilvie Mountains further south, so I drove into the night hoping to get away from the smoke. After a while, thunderstorms rolled in, and sometime during the wee hours of the morning, I arrived at the Ogilvie River, where I stopped for the night at a roadside pullout. With the sun now dipping below the horizon and heavy clouds, it was the darkest night I had experienced in more than a month. For the next 2 days, it stayed dark and rainy, and I stayed right there, in my van, catching up on sleep and editing. I didn't want to drive, and I didn't want to be outside. A heartbreaking reality was beginning to set in, so when the storm broke, I continued south in search of somewhere to hike and begin to process the emotional storm that was brewing inside. Well, every way to get higher from here involves some sort of hands-on rock climbing, and considering that I'm very, very, very far from health, even with the inReach, it would be hours for somebody to get here, and that nobody knows where I am. I'm not going to do that. Not exactly a full handful, but first of the season, so. So we are camped in another gravel pit. This is something we've done a lot on this trip. They're plentiful because the road is made of gravel. And they're great because they have open views that are very nice. So you can see all the mountains around. I'm just by a pass here, so I'm at a decent elevation. Yeah, it's nice because there's almost no bugs. And it's not really windy, so I really appreciate that. But it is about 2:45 in the morning. And it's starting to get dark. Like, it's not dark, it's fully light out, but it's civil twilight, so it's not all daylight anymore. We're getting civil twilight, which is the first step towards darkness. But in my van, with the shade and the tint, it is dark enough to maybe feel a little sleepy. I don't know. So, but yeah, it's a nice spot. I want to do some hiking around here in the next couple days. And yeah, I got this like creek and it's got clear water. All the rivers are very thick, so this will be good for some chores. You know, it probably seems like the most boring meal ever. It's cabbage. It's a big bowl of cabbage with some pine nut and pickle juice dressing. But it's what I want to eat. And it's what I have energy for to make. But, like for fresh food, I have potato, onion, cabbage. And like, potato is fresh food, but you have to cook it. So, cabbage. You look very comfortable, Frank. Are you making sure I cook the potatoes properly? Yeah? You having a nice day? I love you, bud. Yeah. You're such a good boy. Maybe do you want a greenie? You want a breakfast greenie? Yeah? You want a breakfast greenie? I think I'm about halfway up. I don't know if you can see the road down there. That's where I started, and it's not even a mountain. It's just like a peak thing. This is really good. It's just a pile of rocks. It's just a big pile of rocks. Actually, it's not that loose for being scree. I haven't like had any slidey, so it's nice. It's loose rocks, but it's like compact down. Yeah, but it's beautiful. It's really beautiful. My destination there just came into view. That's pretty exciting. And with every step, I can just see more and more. Well, it's pretty incredible up here. It took 2 hours of consistent uphill plodding. But there's views the whole time, which is amazing. And yeah, it's just so beautiful. I think everyone who goes into the mountains does so for different reasons, and even the same person in different seasons might go to the mountains for different reasons. For me, I've always found that self-propelled travel through the mountains helps to soften the hard edges of life. The inhospitable nature and scale of it all has a way of reminding how fragile and tiny one human life is, while at the same time showing me that I'm always capable of more than I imagine, that I'm tougher than I give myself credit for. It is when the simple act of walking becomes dangerous that the beauty of life shines brightest, alone out here in these rugged and remote places, with no one to save me but myself. Alright, so I came up this one, up there, and then along, and then up, and I'm going to go down, and then go that one. My van is like in the middle there. Look at that nice pile of rocks I just come down. And now I get the fun part of going along that. It's like a little bit pretty chill. And then there'll be like another down. And then the dreaded tussocks, which I'll tell you about when we get there. But if you do not like walking on heaps of loose rock, then climbing in this mountain range is not for you. But if you don't mind some loose rock and big open views are what you're after, I know a place. It's here. This is the place. Oh, this is interesting. Never seen anything like this in the mountains before. Underneath here it says solar radiation shield, and it's got a number. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if anyone knows what this is or what it does. I'm guessing it's some sort of research, but yeah, definitely curious about that. But yeah, it's a nice day. It's a good walk down. I'm just going real slow to be nice to my knee. Just my left knee. It's been hurting only on the descents for about 2 years. So yeah. All right, so I have made it off the pile of rocks. Now I am just crossing the tussocks back to the gravel pit for some much needed food. And I have mentioned before how the tundra is deceivingly difficult to walk across. You think because it's flat it's going to be easy, but it's not. So it is very uneven and squishy, and there's random holes. And it's very, very hard to walk through. And I learned the term from a friend I made on the PCT who was guiding in the Arctic over in Alaska. And he was walking across all this, and that's where I learned that it's called tussocks. And it is hard. It is probably the hardest flat ground walking I've ever done. So, not far, probably just like a quarter mile, and I'll be back with Frank. Oh. Hi, buddy. Oh, I'm so happy to see you too. Hi. Oh, I thought of you. I missed you, bud. Yeah. Oh, you're gonna get a special treat. You get special treats whenever I leave you. Yeah, did you have a nice sleep? Yeah. Oh, this is so good. So good boy. Oh, you're so cute. As I made myself one of my quick camp meals for dinner, I went on Facebook and I learned that my grandfather had passed. This is a horrible, horrible way to find out the news of one of the people closest to you in life passing. I was heartbroken and I was furious that that is how I found out. We were really close. I've spent a lot of time with him over the years. You've met him on the channel. He's the one who gives Frank ice cream cones, and we built my van together. He is where I learned carpentry. I had seen it coming, but it was still a shock to find out that way. And I was just really glad to be in such a beautiful place to begin working through that. But it was pretty hard waking up and remembering again the next day what had happened. And after many hours, I managed to pull myself together and get on the road to continue our drive south and find somewhere to do another hike in the mountains. So I've been checking out some side things, and I just pulled into this one to check out, and yeah, even though I turned off my DC to DC when I parked, my van will not start. So I just dug through my entire van to find these because I had put them somewhere different. And yeah, I'm gonna see if I can jump off my lithium battery. I don't know. Might be a bad idea, but it's that or like stand at the road and ask someone to help me, and I just don't really feel up to that today. I got it to start, but the belt is squealing. I can't drive if the belt's squealing, so it's like the last thing I needed today. Okay, second fire up, no squealing. I'm getting out of here. I'm letting the battery get good and strong before I charge again. So I'm about to go for a hike up a mountain, but yeah, hiking is one of my big coping mechanisms, and I do this thing where I keep brand new socks on hand for tough days or special days. And so today, for my hike, I'm gonna wear brand new socks, and at least my feet will feel nice. Okay, I love you, bud. I'll see you in a bit. Have a nice snooze there, buddy. She's just gonna ignore me? Okay, it's fine. So, I mean, this is incredible. I don't think I need to tell you that, but I can say it looks a lot better in person than any photo or video I've managed to take so far. I've really tried, but I think this is like a little bit of fire smoke. I caught slight sniffs of it on the way up. Oh yeah, but it's nice. It's a really nice time of day to be in the mountains, and what's great about being up here is that I get to enjoy it from the top of the mountain, and I don't have to do any night hiking. Yeah, it'll get twilight, but I will be able to just walk down, way down there. The amount of times I looked up at the summit and really doubted if I could do it, and I just, every time like a little bit of doubt started to creep in, I treat it like a mosquito and I just swat it away. And I just thought about people I love and people that have loved me and how proud they always were of me for doing what makes me happy. So that's what I'm doing. And yeah, it's good. It's a good place to think of good times and make new memories and build strength. And yeah, it was amazing. There was just flowers the whole way up the trail. Just flowers and these little birds. So yeah, it's great. It's really great. It's nice to be out here alone. There's nobody else around. I've seen 3 or 4 cars go by on the road because I can see the road the whole hike. I could see my van almost the whole hike, which is a really neat thing. And yeah, just feeling just really grateful and in awe of this beautiful world I get to call home this time around. And just trying to appreciate the fact that life is as beautiful and amazing as it is, because it's not forever. And it hurts and it's sad. And it's a hard thing to face and deal with, but that's why it's advised to live a life without regrets. Don't say things to people you would regret. Don't treat people in ways you would regret. Don't choose to do things when you would regret not doing something else. And so I've lived well, and especially when it comes to my relationship with my grandfather, I have no regrets there. I've spent so much time with him since living in a van, and it's one of the best things about van life. Is that I've created a life where I have time to do things that are important. So when death comes knocking, it's a little easier because there's not the regrets. And yeah, it's you don't just wait till your time comes knocking to square things up. You live that way your whole life to the best of your abilities so that life feels easeful even in hard times, and so that when your time comes, you too can go with ease, enjoy, and be at peace about it. And so that's how I live. It's important lessons. So that's the summit where I just came down from. I have a little bit to go to, where is it? There's a gravel lot. Ow, I just put a rib out. Oh, that hurts. Pretty soon I'm gonna enter this like tunnel of bushes where I was just talking so loudly the whole time on the way up because there's no visibility. There could just be like a bear having a nap. So I'm learning to be bear smart without Frank, because when I had Frank, I put lots of tags on his collar, so he jingled, and I talked to him. So yeah, now that I'm by myself on these hikes, I gotta make some noise, which feels weird because I enjoy the quiet so much. But yeah, but the point of this is in the tunnel, there's a trail, although you can't really see it a lot of time, but there's tons of wildflowers. So I'm going to put on my other lens and I'm going to try to show them all to you, and hopefully it's not too dark, because they were really pretty and lots of varieties that I haven't seen yet this year, or in a while actually. So it was quite nice. Beautiful, beautiful hike. Great workout, great scenery, big and small. So, but I'm just going to sit here for a little bit and have a snack and some water, and then continue ding dang dilly daddling my way down the descent. Do 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 do. It's the big old human walking down the trail. Got all my friends with me. That's right. I don't though. I don't. I'm all alone. Anyways. The footpath is excellent. Excellent. Do you need to know this? No. Do I just feel better telling you because I'm in major grizzly bear territory by myself at the time of day when the animals get all active. Look at this. And here we have the most incredible flower of them all. The frankenflower. Oh, did I wake you up? So I sat watching the sunset, and then I came to realize after a while that it was definitely getting brighter out. The sunset had become the sunrise, and I figured there was no point tossing and turning and trying to get to sleep, which I haven't really been able to do the last couple nights. So I drove about 1 kilometer down the road, and I started walking into the mountains to enjoy this beautiful morning. And now I'm here, back where I started this whole journey 5 weeks ago. I did this hike, I brought you here, I shared so much excitement for the road ahead and so much gratitude for you being a part of my journey, and playing a significant role in making it possible and being happy for me. And looking back on that, it feels like a long time ago. I do not feel like the same person who left here that day. And I mean that in a really good way. This trip has been amazing. It's been beautiful externally and internally, and I've given myself some really good time to think about things and to get excited about being creative again and excited about being on the road and living in a van. It feels like it was years of work to make this trip what it was. And I also feel like everything it took to get here made me really need this time out here. And so it feels good to be back, enjoying these views. And in a way, I guess, like closing this circle, because apparently later today it is going to rain, and then it is going to rain very hard tomorrow, and tomorrow I must be in town. So this trip is coming to an end. And so yeah, I'm just gonna hang around here for a while, enjoy watching the day continue to wake up, and then I guess go down to Frank and find somewhere to spend our last sleep on the Dempster. Alright, so it's been close to a month now. Yeah, it just is what it is. And if you've watched this far, then thank you. And yeah, it's just a part of life, right? It's the only thing in all of life that we can be 100% certain about is that it ends. And everything else may or may not happen, but this one thing we know for sure. And I think we should keep that in mind on a daily basis as we go through life, so we can make the most of it and enjoy our time here, and to live in a way that feels the most easeful. So with that said, this was my last video from the Dempster Highway. I'm going to be doing a live stream in a couple days, just to talk about the Dempster and answer any questions and tie up loose ends. Especially when I went to Tuk, there was a ton of questions about just life there and what's available. And so yeah, I want to talk about that and answer those things. So keep your eyes peeled for that. But yeah, I really appreciate you watching. And yeah, we're going to be going on a different adventure after this. So a huge thank you to patrons. And I got a cute clip of Frank to send you guys off on your way. And we'll see you soon.